powerful new film directed by Daniel Destin Cretton starring Jamie Foxx and Michael B. Jordan. Just Mercy is based upon a true story, and it tells the story of ambitious, idealistic lawyer Bryan Stevenson, played by Michael B. Jordan, who sets out to defend Walter Macmillan, played by Jamie Foxx, who has been wrongfully imprisoned for the murder of an 18-year-old white girl and has been put on death row. He's been sentenced to death even though there is overwhelming evidence to support the theory that he didn't actually commit the crime at all. And the film takes us through Bryan's journey in defending Walter. Just Mercy is a powerful film from start to finish. It is a film that will bring out many emotions in you. It will make you feel bitter. It will make you feel angry. It will make you feel resentful. It will make you feel hateful. And what strikes a chord with this film is the fact that the injustices that happened then are still happening to this day. If the film didn't state that the time period of this film was set in 1992, you would have thought that this was a modern day film and it would have happened in present day. And it is a film that delivers a message throughout the film that you get from the start to the end and from when you leave the cinema. And that is that there is still injustice in the world, that if you're black, you are going to be treated harshly by the police, and that if you're from a disenfranchised background, you will be treated harshly. And it is a film that works on so many levels, both as a social commentary piece and as a drama and as a true story. The performances in this film are superb. Jamie Foxx was magnificent in a role as Walter. This is his best acting performance since Ray, for which he won an Oscar. His performance is very nuanced. He doesn't yell, he doesn't shout, but his voice is very soft and he conveys his emotions through his body language, through his voice, through his facial expressions, and it works beautifully. And what makes the performance even more touching was the fact that I learned that Jamie Foxx's father was actually wrongfully imprisoned when he was younger, sentenced to 7 years, and I'm sure he was able to draw on that experience to make the performance more believable. Michael B. Jordan was superb in the role also. And what I was also more proud of was the fact that he was actually a producer on this film. He has shown his ability to be not only an action star, but also a dramatic actor. And he's become one of the most exciting actors of his generation. Also, the rest of the supporting cast, Rafe Spall, Bria Lawson, O'Shea Jackson Jr., they were all on excellent form. There was no weak link in this film at all. When I first heard of the premise of Just Mercy, a lawyer defending a man wrongfully convicted of murder, my first thought took me back to the Harper Lee Collins novel, To Kill a Mockingbird, a film that I watched when I was in secondary school. And ironically enough, To Kill a Mockingbird is referenced in this film many times. So you can see where they have drawn inspiration from in terms of the narrative of this film and how they staged it and how they set the film up in terms of how they told the story. The actors, the writers, the producers, the directors, they have all done the narrative justice, and they have all done the characters justice. And it is the narrative and it is the characters within that narrative that will shock you to the core. Seeing the injustices that Walter and Bryan suffer makes for some pretty unsettling viewing. There is one scene in particular where Bryan was asked to strip in a prison cell when he's going to visit Walter for the first time. And lawyers are not meant to do that. But because he's a lawyer of colour, he's been given a different set of rules. And it does make you, like I said, it'll bring out all those emotions in you, like I said in the beginning. And this is a very riveting watch from start to finish. Just seeing Bryan piece together what actually happened that day, interviewing witnesses, the hostility that he suffers from the town because he's like digging up old wounds, and just to see his process in trying to get Walter free makes for a pretty exhilarating watch. And the fact that it's a true story makes it all the more gripping from the start to finish. Me personally, I would have loved to have seen some flashback sequences. So when Walter is speaking with Bryan, or when Bryan is speaking to possible witnesses, or when Bryan is speaking to people in prison, I would have loved to have seen some flashback sequences, i.e. shot in black and white, just to make the film all that more entertaining and all the more gripping. So we as an audience can actually put in what actually happened that day. So we can actually witness the events ourselves. But it doesn't take from the fact that this is still a powerful film. The writing in this film, it just hits you. There are lines in this film that were said then that can still resonate with us in today's times. One line in particular, I remember one lady, the wife of Jamie Foxx's character, she said that you can be black, you can be sitting at home, you can be doing nothing, and you can still end up getting killed by the police. And that took me back to Botham Jean, the guy who was shot in his own house by an off-duty police officer who thought that he was in her house. And I thought, wow, how relevant was that? And even there was one scene in particular where Michael B. Jordan's character was driving, the police officer stops him, his hands are clearly on the wheel, yet the police officer takes out his gun, threatening him. And I was like, that's Philando Castile, and that is any black person who has been in America and has just been driving about their everyday business. It is a film that is powerful and, again, works on so many levels. And it highlights the disparities between rich and poor, black and white, where Michael B. Jordan is driving through the Deep South. In a white neighborhood, he sees all the affluent houses. And then when he moves into the black area, the poorer area, he sees poverty and he sees like chain gangs. And it was really heartbreaking to watch. And the musical score in this film was just gorgeous. Joel P. West, who's a relative unknown, composed some musical compositions for the film that were just superb and captured the spirit of the film beautifully. There are scenes because the film is set in the Deep South, he's captured that old Southern musical style. And the music captured the mood of hope, desperation, despair, happiness and triumph, and also anger and hostility and fear. And the only film that I know that has actually been able to capture those types of emotions in a film with the musical score was Shawshank Redemption. It acts as another character in the story. But on the whole, easily one of the best films that I've seen thus far. Brilliantly acted, brilliantly directed. This isn't a feel-good film. You're not going to watch this film and feel the same way that you did when you saw Hidden Figures. If anything, you're going to leave this film feeling the same way that if you saw Detroit, directed by Catherine Bigelow, you're going to feel a little bit of bitterness, a little bit of frustration, and feeling a bit downhearted. But that shouldn't dissuade you from watching this film. And whenever I see those types of films, I can only watch them once. This film, I can more than watch again, because it is a powerful watch from start to finish. And it was brilliantly acted, brilliantly directed, and all the actors in this film gave superb performance. So I'll give this film a very, very strong 10 out of 10, and this is one that I recommend that you get on DVD. So, that's my review. Hit that subscribe button, hit the alarm bell so you can get notifications from me when I'm going to be uploading videos. Have you seen Just Mercy? What did you think about it? Leave your comment in the comment section. Follow my boy Joe Cobra. We're going to be coming at you with a new joint review very soon, and I shall see you on the next film review. Take care, guys.